The population in Orleans has grown too much since the last 40 decades. We have been demanded more and more space, normally in downtown, to live. However, we forgot that we live between mountains and we tend to occupy a space between them. Our project is called More Apartments, Less Houses, where we propose start building upwards instead of sideways, with the intention to reduce our ecological footprint.
To explain the benefit of this project, we made some investigations and calculations. We investigated that in 2015 in Orleans, a census was made in which there was counted 1,393,542 houses in the state. Then, to make an approximation, we said that every house in the state occupied a territory of 90 square meters. Then, we multiplied the number of houses by the land used and obtained a result of 125,418,780 square meters. And if we compare it with the territory of the state, that are 64,156,000,000 square meters, we will only have 64,030,508 and 1,220 square meters of the territory of the state occupied by houses.
Okay, so the point of our project is to reduce our biological footprint. Now, we do this by putting efficiency over commodity or aesthetics, and this by taking houses and turning them into apartments. A really simple idea that may help us reduce our biological footprint. Now, there are also other ways of doing this, one which is by changing the infrastructure of our households into one that takes full advantage of our climate and environment. But even though appealing, this idea doesn't seem viable because of the extreme and unpredictable climate Nuevo Leon has. Still, we're trying to find a way of reducing the energy used by buildings, but for now, here's a 3D representation of what we want to do. First of all, we use a scale of 1 centimeter to 1 meter to build a rectangular house of 8.5 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters long. This to simulate a house with an area of 85 square meters. We also did a height of 3 centimeters. Now, this is compared to a 4-story building of 2 rooms each floor. We can already see the difference, but pass to the next picture and we see an even bigger change. This picture is a comparison between 64 houses and 64 apartments, showing us how the 64 houses occupy nearly 3 times the space the apartments do.
The process we followed for making the houses is quite simple. We took a cube and shaped it to the next measurements. 8.5 would be the width, 10 would be the length, and 2 would be the height. Remember that we're using 1 centimeter to 1 meter scale, so that's why the measurements are so small. And now for the details, the details were similar to make, although they're not really important, as what we're trying to represent is the area that the house takes. The process that we followed for the construction of the building were quite similar, though we had to consider that the building is bigger. So the measurements for the building were 21 for the width, 10 for the length, and 13 for the height. And we also had to build the hallway between the two buildings, which would be 8 centimeters long, 3.5 centimeters wide, and 8.5 centimeters long.
The purpose of the project is to spread the idea that it is better to construct apartments instead of houses because houses occupy more territory and usually need to destroy environments where many species of plants and animals live in order to build them, and this environmental destruction is causing the extinction of millions of species that are in danger and that the society needs. On the social levels, in the individual level, depending on the apartment you like, it may be less expensive and you can get one close to where you want to go or where you work. At the French level, You may get the chance to buy apartments next to each other so that you don't lose contact with them, or even share an apartment and split the cost. In the family level, you can also share the apartment with your family members by getting a large one or simply get apartments next to each other. In the local community, you get to occupy less space or terrain in the construction of houses, and you may get space to have a green area or build a park. Opposition to the project was search for the location of a model.
In this project, I contributed with investigations and calculations for the explanation of the project, and the chemistry involved in the project too.
I contributed to this project by giving ideas and doing research and investigation.
Okay, so what I've done in our project is for the ideas, I did research, and I also did the 3D buildings.
My contributions to the project has been providing ideas and support to the team and helping with the 3D models.